It didn't happen all at once. That's what hurts the most. She didn't stop loving me overnight. She just started forgetting to show it. At first, it was small things. Shorter replies. Less questions about my day. I told myself it was stress. Deadlines. Work. Life. But love doesn't disappear. It gets replaced. She used to wait for me in the kitchen. Now she waited in her phone. She used to tell me stories. Now she told me she was tired. And I was still standing there, trying to act like nothing had changed. She was still in the room, but not really with me. Her eyes followed the screen, not my voice. When I asked how her day was, she said fine. One word. No details. I started repeating myself, not because I wanted to, but because I needed proof that she was listening. Sometimes she nodded. Sometimes she smiled. But it never reached her eyes. I told myself I was imagining it, that people change, that comfort looks boring. But comfort doesn't feel lonely, and I was already lonely, with someone who was still holding my hand. We were lying in bed, backs touching, a few inches apart. That felt like miles. She scrolled through her phone, light flickering on the wall, painting shadows that didn't belong to either of us. I wanted to say something meaningful, not a question, not a complaint, something that could reach her. But the words stayed stuck, somewhere between my chest and my mouth. She turned away from me, not suddenly, carefully, like she didn't want to wake the part of me that was still hoping. I stopped asking why she was always tired. I started answering for her. Long days, hard weeks, a million little reasons. That made it easier not to look at the big one. She canceled dinner plans, then weekend plans, then plans that didn't exist anymore. I said it was fine. Too many times. Love shouldn't feel like waiting. But that's what I was doing. Waiting for her to come back. To a place she hadn't really left. Just slowly abandoned. We were sitting on the couch. The TV talking for us. She laughed at something on the screen. A real laugh. The kind I hadn't heard in weeks. Then her phone vibrated. Just once. Her smile didn't fade. It moved. From the TV to her hand. She didn't check the screen right away. She waited. 5 seconds. Maybe less. But I saw the way her shoulders changed. The way her breathing adjusted. That night I didn't feel hurt. I felt replaced. I didn't confront her. Not yet. I started noticing patterns instead. How she kept her phone face down. How she took it with her, even to the bathroom. How she started dressing differently, just to go to the grocery store. How she looked in the mirror longer than she ever did for me. One evening she said she was meeting a friend after work. Not a coworker. Not overtime. A friend. The word felt lighter than everything it was hiding. I nodded. Said okay. Like I wasn't already watching her leave. With a version of herself I no longer recognized. I didn't decide to follow her. My body did it for me. I waited a few minutes, just enough to lie to myself that this wasn't happening. Then I grabbed my keys and went after her. She didn't drive toward work. She didn't drive toward home. She crossed streets we never talked about. parts of the city that didn't belong to us. At every red light, I told myself I would turn back, but the lights kept turning green. She parked near a small cafe I had never seen before. Not loud, not hidden, just unfamiliar enough to feel intentional. I stayed in the car, engine off, hands on the wheel, trying not to breathe too loud. She checked her reflection in the window, fixed her hair, took a breath that wasn't meant for me. The door opened. A man walked in. She stood up before he even reached the table. They didn't hesitate. No awkward smiles. No introductions. She touched his arm, like it was a continuation of something I had never been part of. They sat close, too close for a first meeting. I watched from the car, hand shaking on the steering wheel, trying to understand how easily a life can split in two. In that moment, I wasn't angry. I was obsolete. I didn't stay long enough to hear what they talked about. I started the engine and left without looking back. She texted me 20 minutes later, said she was running late, said she was tired, said she loved me. 3 lies in one message. When I got home, the apartment was quiet, like it was holding its breath. She came in an hour later, kissed me on the cheek, and asked how my day was. I told her it was fine, and that was the moment I understood something I wasn't ready to accept. You don't always lose someone in a fight. Sometimes you lose them on a normal evening, to a cafe you never enter, with words you never say.